Welcome to the REALL Academy, brought to you each Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time by the
Systems Doctors,
Dr. Sheikah Houston and Dr. Tammy Taylor, best-selling authors, consultants, and speakers of Create and Educate LLC. Create and Educate LLC is an educational consultant and literary firm that provides professional development to schools and community. Their goal is to transform organizations with the REALL Resilient framework used to increase their school report card grades 2 and 3 grade levels in 1 year. REALL stands for Respect, Excellence, Accountability, Literacy, and Leadership. This framework is used to coach leaders and teachers and build student efficacy while putting systems in place that aligns the work of the school improvement, making the process manageable. When the work is manageable, teachers and leaders don't stress out or burn out.
the Systems Doctor.
Alignment systems are designed to help schools evolve and grow, all while instituting protocols and processes designed to promote collaboration and collegiality. The implementation of the alignment framework prevents some of the most common problems in education, where leaders sometimes aren't sure where to start, or in our new age of educating, leaders need a trusted sounding board that allows them to be vulnerable and transparent, preventing loneliness at the top. The framework doesn't just help leaders, but also prevents teachers from burning out from too many initiatives and embracing teachers as they are the experts. Finally, the framework extends to the children, helping them get engaged in school and solving a nationwide problem. Alignment systems are frequently referred to as a key element of success in the improvement process. In the sport of rowing, all rowers must put their oars in the water, succinctly creating a system for their boat to reach maximum speed. So schools that want to improve are bringing in
The Systems Doctors
to teach them all about the alignment systems that must be in place for school improvement to be accomplished at high levels. The dynamic duo provides insights into educational topics through their international platform, which includes educators, parents, and community members as a way to support important entities that make communities thrive. This is their way to pay it forward and provide the support they needed through their platform. Take a look. People who work with the
Systems Doctors
describe them as an excellent and inspiring group of leaders. They get into the weeds of work with leaders through their TrustMate Institute that you should contact them about today by filling out the contact form on their website.
It's Super Saturday, everyone. Welcome to the REALL Academy, brought to you by Create and Educate with your very own Systems Doctors, HERS. I'm Dr. Sheikah Houston.
Good morning, and I am Dr. Tammy Taylor. Welcome, everybody.
Yes, welcome. Good morning, Tammy.
Hey, Sheikah.
So if this is your first time tuning in, you may be thinking, well, who are the Systems Doctors?
And we are so glad that you asked. We are best-selling authors, speakers who have transformed our schools with report card movement of 2 and 3 grade levels in just a single year. We're award-winning leaders, many different awards to our benefit for the schools that we were serving during that time. And we are system doctors who are here to help in any way that we can.
Most definitely. And we have done all of this as trustmates in education. As you've heard us say before, it doesn't have to be lonely at the top. And we've done all of this because we create and educate so that others can thrive. And we do that in a multitude of ways, one of which is the platform that you are tuned into right now. We're here every Saturday at 10:30. The things that we teach and talk about comes from our Create and Educate's 5 super strengths framework that forms 3 systems of respect, excellence, and accountability, all connected to leadership. And we teach around our real systems formula. One of the most frequently asked questions that we receive is, how did you do what you do? The formulas, the frameworks is a way for us to show others how to duplicate the work of school improvement. So this is our real systems formula that we use. We also offer leadership coaching because we have become the help that we needed. We have 48 years of experience between the two of us, with the Real Systems, STEAM School of Excellence, Palmetto Silver for academic growth. Tammy School is an NWEA K school as well as an Edmentum K school. And we also have resources and professional developments for schools. So if you need professional development for your schools this year, if you need your teachers to be motivated around believing in students, around growth, those are definitely areas that we can specialize in, as well as the systems needed to perpetuate that growth and belief. The other thing that we offer are team building, professional developments. Your chair, your nature, and your secret sauce really helps provide that self awareness and team based awareness. And then our children's book series is our newest offering, the Amir's Awakening, his journey to ancient Egypt, should be out. We already have the pre-copy that we're going to look over today, but we are super, super excited about that.
Yes, and our coming to you this morning and each Saturday morning is a part of our live stream network, our Fantastic Four family, and we are very humbled to be a part of such a tremendous lineup of magnificent educators. We start each Saturday morning with Principal Sean Hurt at 10 a.m. Although he wasn't on this morning, he is always, always, always bringing fire. And then we follow him at 10:30 in the Real Academy, Shika and I, with again this real that comes to you straight from the need that we had. And then following us at 10:55 is the GOAT, the mentor for leaders and the leader of leaders, Principal Kafele in the AP and New Principals Academy, at again 10:55. And then we are considered the Super Saturday lineup. And then on Sunday evening, we close out with the PGP podcast with Dr. Mari Moreno and Principal Josh Tovar, concluding that Fantastic Four each week.
Most definitely. And we are at our Real Fam shout out time. And the first person we're going to shout out is our new platform engineer, Mr. Brandon Griffin. He is doing a fantastic job already getting these comments up, and he's been up early so that I could show him what to do on the platform. So we appreciate him. He is the son of one of our Real Fam members, Michelle Perkins Griffin. So we are thankful for the recommendation and for him joining our team. So Real Fam shout out time. Thank you for joining us too. Chancellor Rashard Davis from Las Vegas. We appreciate you. Dr. Rella Hicks, thank you for joining us. The one and only Miss Dot McKeever Jeter, thank you for joining us. Grand Rising, David Bell from Benton Harbor, Michigan, thank you for joining us. Miss Constance Sherrard, thank you for joining us from Pearl, Mississippi. And we have Miss Stacy L. Joy. Thank you for joining us. She is out on the West Coast. AP Patrick Lawrence from Connecticut. Thank you for joining us. Tashika Truesdale from Atlanta, thank you for joining us. Dr. Dro Griffin, he has been out and about. We've been following you on social media, Doc. Thank you for joining us. Kenna Rowland, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. And there's the GOAT, Principal Kafele. Thank you for joining us. We're looking forward to your solo session in a few minutes. And then September, Devance Vance Daniels, thank you for joining us. So we appreciate you all. Oh, and there's Josh. Thank you for joining us, Principal Josh Tovar, who is a part of our work in the Fantastic Four. And I will be joining him this Sunday as his co host. I'm assuming that Dr. Madi Moreno must be traveling because she is in those international streets a great deal. So looking forward to that. You could be doing a lot of things on Saturday, but we appreciate you being intentional about being here with us. So that brings us to episode 206. And we are highlighting a real comment from last episode. Last episode was respect for my leadership. And our real comment that we're highlighting comes from none other than Miss Dot McKeever Jeter. Let me put her up here. There we go. And what she said was, when I was a principal, the school's vision was posted throughout the building and classroom. Also, the vision was on every letter, memo, and her emails, and etc. So that was a great way to make sure that that respect for leadership was garnered. So we are natural collaborators. We share, but we also look at the comments that you all share, because the information that you all offer is also invaluable. So today in episode 206, we're going to build on last episode's discussion, and we're going to be talking about cultivating respectful students. So this is part of our systems of respect, of course, and you know that respect opens the door to every part of the framework. And sometimes you hear common themes among people saying things as if, well, students just aren't like they used to be, and or students aren't as respectful. And then you hear other people talk about, well, the response to students is not the same as well. So we definitely believe that respect is a two-way street. It has to be provided, it has to be modeled, and it has to be taught. So the way that we're going to start off unpacking this, and as we start to unpack, let us know what your sentiments are. Do you think that students today need cultivating in the area of respect? Just you can just put that in the comments. But the first thing we think that should happen definitely is that when you're showing respect, you want to show children that you respect them. I used to always tell my students as a teacher, I will never do anything to you that I find disrespectful, because I want you to respect me. I'm going to definitely respect you first. And did you want to elaborate any on that, Tammy, before I go to the next point?
Well, I think it's just important to know, and I guess everybody has their own philosophical viewpoint about how respect is taught, because you do have some people who believe that respect should be taught at home. And so they really are turned off when children come to them not knowing how to be respectful. But I think that respect should be a natural part of our instruction for students, and that we should teach children how to first respect themselves. Because when you teach them how to appreciate who they are, value who they are, and respect the fact that you're here so that you can be taught for what you're going to do. And I'm talking about even as soon as 4-year-old, you're here for a reason. You're here so that we can get you ready for what you're going to do when you're defending in a courtroom one day. So again, just teaching them how to respect themselves and then how to respect one another. And of course, that mutual respect that is necessary between a student and teachers, again, has to be taught and cultivated. So
Yeah,
just
and that's
being
mostly
mindful of
about the
that.
teaching too, is on point too.
And just
Teaching
being
them about
mindful of
respect.
that.
hmm And one thing that I think people have to keep in mind too, because respect can be something that is subjective.
Hmm.
So when I moved to South Carolina from Cleveland, Ohio, and you can't tell by my accent, but in the North, people are not taught to say yes, ma'am, sometimes and no, ma'am. That wasn't a thing when I lived in Cleveland, Ohio. But when we moved here, my mom made sure that that was something that we did because regionally that is something that is viewed as respectful to say yes ma'am and no ma'am. So it really depends a lot upon your environment, where you are, what things are in place regionally. And so I used to have to teach my teachers that sometimes when we receive children and you're sending them to the office saying, oh, well, they weren't being respectful, they didn't say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. Well, did you ask them where they were from? Because this young man is from New York. They don't do that up there. So, you do have to make sure that you have a clear understanding of defining what that is at your school as well. But I think the first thing that you definitely have to do is show up respectfully. So, greeting students with a smile. I'm not one of these people who subscribe to the notion of don't smile until after Christmas. That is ridiculous. Children and people, can just you can bring down a lot of defenses by just having a natural smile on your face. Learning children's names, be intentional about that even if you're not in the classroom, and learn more about them beyond school, not to the point of being nosy, but a genuine interest in them, what their future goals are, what they want to become. And then I always made sure as an administrator, we had three different lunches, 700 students at a middle school. Things like children, not making sure that my children didn't eat off dirty tables. I could not stand that. If the children with one lunch was right after the other, I would say, hey, we got to put some gloves on and get these tables cleaned off because the children will not eat off dirty tables. I believe in treating all of the children just like they're my own. My students didn't sit on the floor. Everybody had one of those rubber square mats. And I would announce during the town hall meetings that the reason why your teachers have these squares in every class is because I don't want you all sitting on the dirty floor. This is a public establishment. There's multiple people that track in and out of this place with germs. So I should not see children ever sitting on the floor. That was a thing that I was teaching the children to have respect for themselves, but also for the teachers to make sure we were extending that. Some of them would say things like, oh, well, they want to sit on the floor, but we're going to teach them that you don't sit on the floor in public. You're going to use this rubber mat because the floor is dirty.
Yeah, and I'll go back to again just teaching them um, the common courtesies of how to take turns, how to
Mm-hmm.
be mindful that your opinion isn't the only opinion. Because most of the time, when children feel disrespected, is because someone has undervalued something that they thought or something that they said, or even maybe how they've shown up. So I think it's very important to just help them to understand how to get along with one another by being respectful of the fact that we don't all come from the same dynamics. Our structures
Mm-hmm.
might look differently, but when we get here, we're all on the same playing field.
Exactly. And to add on to teaching them about respect, I used to always let students know that how they showed up every day, they always represented themselves before they represented anybody else. So, if you really want people to respect you, how you show up is very important. The other people, of course, that you're representing when you show up every day is your family. So you're showing that you're representing yourself, your family, and then the school and the community. So your actions, everything that you do, from how you show up in your schoolwork. I used to tell them anything with your name on it should be something that you're putting your effort into, because it has your name on it. It's attached to you. It's a representation of you. And so, if you really want to show up properly, you are putting respect on everything that you do. You don't want anything with your name on a transcript on it to be non-representative of who you truly are. So show up even in your work respectfully.
Yes, and I often make sure, and and I'm working with small children, so
Hmm.
we're taking this down to even the lowest level. But I will ask them, "Do you want to be taken seriously? If you want to be taken seriously, you have to present yourself in a way that somebody's going to take you seriously.
Hmm.
If you want the teacher to respect what you're saying, you can't stand up in the front of the room yelling and screaming and um, acting like somebody who needs to be removed from the situation. You have to be able to express yourself in a way that allows for people to respect you. So again, just being intentional about making sure that we're cultivating respect throughout the building is being demonstrated, yes, but it's also being taught. And then just expecting that adults recognize the same thing. These children deserve the same kind of respect that you want me to make sure they give you. I'm the one
Hmm.
making sure that they receive that same level of respect in return. And when you create that kind of respectful culture, that operational climate in the building, then it becomes the norm for how we show up each day.
Most definitely. And I agree with Constance about training. When I would do the town hall meetings and talk about respect, it was on intentional that it was virtual, that the teachers and the children heard it, and I sent it to the parents because it was recorded, so we're all singing from the same sheet of music. Everybody is hearing the exact same messages, and because we're from a small rural area, one of the things that we also have to teach is having respect for your community, because sometimes when you're from small rural areas, sometimes people are not taught to appreciate the things that come from being from a small town. So I would always accentuate our community, our alumni, the great things that has come from the community and still exist here. I would tell them that, hey, I've walked these same halls that you have walked, and even had some of the same teachers, because I wanted them to see the pride that I have in the community that bred me. So,
Mhm.
even teaching that is important.
It is, and I love. Now, I didn't grow up in the community that I'm serving in. I grew up in this county, but I didn't grow
Hmm.
up in this community. But even being able to demonstrate and appreciate the folks that are around here. And I'll just say this at the space because I think it's relevant. Like, we've kicked off the year very respectfully. Yesterday, the mayor and her team down here served both our schools in the area, literally served. They prepared a special lunch for us, and their team served every staff member in the buildings. And that again demonstrates how the community respects the work that we're doing in this building. And what we have to do here is we have to make sure, as you said, Shika, that we are able to demonstrate here how we are showing up in a way that respects who we have in this community. The mayor is someone who's grown up here, and again, allows for them to see an alumni who's come through these very hallways and can show you what actually the potential for you can be. So
Mm-hmm.
respect runs the gamut. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity to serve in a place where people believe in what you're doing in the buildings and want to show up respectfully for you.
That's awesome. And the last thing in the vein of teaching, I will always teach everybody to clean up after themselves. I would talk about how our custodians are here to ensure that we have a clean building, but they are not here to pick up after us. So I need you to pick up after yourself in the classroom. And that was message was to the teachers as well, and to the staff that this is all a part of us respecting where we are. And it's important to
Absolutely.
acknowledge children when they're respectful, so they'll know that they're on the right track and doing the right things. And then lastly, because we got one more minute left, those crucial conversations with staff members, leaders, we cannot run from leadership. When you need to have those crucial conversations with people about adult bias and those who are not respectful to children, those conversations have to be had. You
Or
cannot run from
parents.
that. Right, parents as well.
Yeah, you have to make sure that if nothing else, your school is known for being one where people know they're going to be treated with dignity and respect when they come here. Remember, we are not the DMV. We are in the business of treating people with respect and kindness.
Most definitely. So that brings us to the end. Make sure you log on to Principal Kafele next. We are in for a treat. He is solo, so we always enjoy hearing his teaching. And make sure you show up on Sunday for myself and Josh, and then back again on Super Saturday, starting off with Principal Sean Hurt, and then yours truly at 10:30. We hope that you all have a great rest of your Saturday.